You may have seen this bridge before if you've been on my DeviantArt page. This is my concept bridge for the Enterprise H, NCC 1701H. That's right, the one after G. And the G that they had at the end of Picard, Season 3, really threw a spanner in the works here, because now this design is so far removed from what we saw from the G that it doesn't really make sense. If you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of renaming the Titan A the Enterprise G. Very, very dumb move. Who was responsible for that? Was that you, Doug Drexler? Was that you not wise person? I don't really mean that. I love you, Doug Drexler, and everybody else who actually does the nuts and bolts hard work of designing ships. Not all designers are created equal, but when the rubber hits the road, they do some pretty good work if they're allowed to. So this was my concept for a bridge for the future, for the the mid 25th century. So this would be like 2450, something like that. I just made that video about the next generation, and I have another video coming up that's a little bit like that. That it's like what I did for the next generation, but it's much more creative and a lot more crazy, and you'll see what that is soon. And I was going to try to make this upload that video, but I realized I needed more time to think about it. The next video involves a lot of thought, so be prepared for that. But in the meantime, we can take a look at something I'm working on here with modeling. And I like to take what I'm already working on, and I like to work on it a little bit on video to try to get people to think about doing this for themselves, because this is so fun. I can't stop. I do it every single day like a drug. If I were addicted to a drug, this would be it. And it's totally free. That's the worst part. So I can waste all day doing it. I'd love to get paid doing this. Oftentimes I watch some CGI work for some Star Trek video, or I see bad CGI in an official Star Trek show, and I think to myself, why isn't that me? Why wasn't that me? I keep asking myself that. Maybe that's where someone's dreams begin. My whole life I never really had dreams, per se, about what I wanted to do. What do you want to do when you grow up? I don't know. And then one day I realized I was asking myself, why wasn't that me? Like, I watched something and I say, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that? Why wasn't that me? That should have been me. And that's how I kind of got into this. I started rendering things in Blender, modeling things in 3D first, and then the channel came about because of that. So this is a concept I have for the Enterprise H, and I wouldn't be able to not do it. I can't not do it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not just something I want to do, it's something I need to do. It's like, I see people, to make this topical, I see people complaining about AI, right? AI is going to do all this stuff for us, and it's going to take away what artists or like the products they're making and do it for them, and we don't need these artists anymore. And I do go on DeviantArt every day because I post on DeviantArt, and so it behooves me to check it out. And I see the Star Trek stuff on my front page on DeviantArt. I see more and more AI Star Trek stuff, and it's getting better. Every day it gets a little bit closer to looking like a real Star Trek thing, and it is alarming, but at the same time I know that not my inclination to just keep modeling things, keep designing things, has not gone down one bit. I just can't stop. It's not about money. I just gotta have it. I gotta have it. It's different. It's totally different. So I think that, yeah, it sucks that, maybe somebody out there lost their job to AI, and maybe it's coming to the whole 3D modeling field. I don't know. But if you love it, you can't stop. I just can't. There's nothing in the world that's going to make me stop. It's like that. And yeah, I do feel bad for people, but on the same token, this is just what I'm doing, and nobody told me to do it. I have been paid to do it before, and that was an incredible blessing. And I'd love to get paid to do it again, but at the same time, I can't stop. And I wonder if, like, say, Doug Drexler, since we brought him up, these Star Trek designers who design ships and things like that, I wonder how much of their personal space is just loaded with drawings, just reams and reams of drawings. I have it. I'm surrounded by drawings, just paper everywhere, little designs and things like that. I just can't stop. Like, somebody would think I had a problem if they ever found like a notebook that I had. It's just drawing. It's just the same ship 1,000 times with minor little variations. I hope a doctor doesn't see it. Right? I might be going away for a while if a doctor should ever find it. So this is what we were working on anyway. The Enterprise bridge, and I got a little bit carried away when I originally designed this, and it's a little bit too tall. I just think when you look up, the roof is too high, so I'm going to be lowering it here, and I realized that was going to be complicated, so why not just make a little video about it? Like I said, you can see an earlier draft of this bridge on my DeviantArt. This one's got some broken textures, like this is supposed to display a Starfleet emblem. It's broken right now, but I will be fixing it. And I'm thinking about just redesigning this whole thing. Like, there's just something about it that I love the color scheme. I love the lines, but there's something about the complexity of it is just slightly too high. But there also has to be a grandeur to it. This has to be the new Enterprise. This has to be the next generation Enterprise bridge, right? So, it's got to be different. It's got to be crazy. It's got to really strike the eye. But on the same token, this is a little bit. I think it might be a little bit much. So we're going to be working on that. I love this retro future look to everything. Like, it's not. It's like the main motif here is this beige kind of thing here. And it's like a very pleasing, relaxing beige I came up with. That it's not alarming. It doesn't hurt the eye. It stands out in low light. And then you have it paired up with this kind of deep red. It's not brown. It's like a deep velvet. And whenever we have one color like this, we can accent it with the same color moved up one notch or down one notch in tone, in brightness. So we're doing that here. So we're making this hallway. I always like this idea of being able to come right under the bridge and being right in line with the captain. So that's an idea that's going to be moving forward. And this hallway is slightly brighter. See that? It's brighter here. So your mind is thinking, this is where I should be walking. And simplicity in everything means that somebody who doesn't know English, who doesn't know anything, who is brand new, totally uninitiated, should be able to understand the visual cues of things. Look at what Michael Okuda said about LCARS when he designed it. You should be able to logically follow how things work because there's a line going to everything, right? There's a logical throughput here. We should know, like, for example, this ramp here, you're not supposed to walk on it. Or you're not supposed to walk up on that. So how do you make it look like you can't walk up on it? You put a white light there. Right? Oh man, I shouldn't touch that. Exactly. That's how you do this stuff. Everything has a little visual cue. So these stairs look a little bit freaky to me. I'm not totally married to the idea of stairs. We had a ramp on Next Gen. So the Galaxy class featured a ramp. I'm probably going to just put a ramp in this, but it's kind of weird to have a ramp that curves like that. But we're going to see how it works later. We're going to see. These are, I think these are off the Intrepid class. These kind of design of lights here. I think you can see that in the background somewhere in Voyager. I might be wrong. This is crazy. There's a ramp here, but look at the incline. Do you want to be walking up that? I don't know. That's not right. I don't know what I was thinking. I think that was like a last minute thing that I added in. We're definitely going to change that. We need safety. We need to be safe. So these, I think this handlebar could go higher. It should still be wood. I want to bring wood forward from Next Gen. But like I said in my next Gen video, I want marble. Advance it. Wood. Marble. We should have these white panels should be marble. There should be pillars here. So this is definitely in need of a redesign. And if you look at my DeviantArt, all of these panels are lit up. When I move this into the next version of Blender, the file path got messed up and I lost all the panels. But I might be doing a panel redesign anyway. I don't know. Again, bridge design and interior design has been something I've wanted to move into for a long time now. And this is kind of my first foray into it with my freaking Moby Dick ship. I hate this thing. The Enterprise H, nobody ever wants to design the hero ship because it's so difficult. I've been taking a stab at this since 2012. I've had drawings of this ship going back now 13 years. And it never gets any easier. Just when I think I got it, I go back and scrap it. But this is supposed to be the bridge for that ship. And there has to be a throughput. The design of the bridge has to reflect the design of the ship as a whole. So originally this bridge was perfectly circular. And then I said, no, wait, we can't do that. We have to have this cutout at the back. Why? Because the Enterprise H, so far in my design, is like one of those, what are those pacifier candies? You know, those ones that like a circle and there's a little nub on one end? Like that, you know, those candies? It's like one of them. It's like a big circle, and then it comes out a little bit, and then goes back into that. And that's the design philosophy that everything has to be based on. A big circle and that slowly curves into a littler circle or a smaller circle, right? So like a spoon with like no handle or just a little nub on the end that you hold on to. I'm trying to come up with something that looks like it could have logically gone between the Odyssey class and the Universe class. And then the Enterprise G shows up and completely ruins my entire life. I hate it. What do you think? Do you like the Enterprise G? Do you like the Titan A turning into the Enterprise G? Do you like the Constitution 3 becoming the next Enterprise design? The Enterprise should be the absolute best of the best of the best of the best of the best. And the Constitution 3 class just doesn't scream that to me. In fact, the Odyssey class looks a lot more advanced. But that's been a problem with modern Star Trek since forever. So moving on, let's get down to the nitty gritty. This whole structure has to come down. Oh, God, this freaking... Dang it, this is all going to be bad now. Dang, okay. Okay, there's the chair. Person stands up, but they should be 6 feet. So let's just say right here, 1, 2, 3. Each one of these blocks is 1, 2, 3. Does the chair fit in that? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's about 6 feet there. So we should be... A deck is 12 feet, so it should be double that, right? But then this is the bridge, and it should be a little bigger, so it should be like a deck and a half, we'll say. Maybe 2 decks, and that's stretching it. So we'll say it's like right here is the cutoff. Like that's how high it should really be. So we can, as you can see, we're way higher than we should be. We should be like right here. But I want to keep the spectacle, so we're going to go a little lower. Let's see what this is like. Okay. That's not the end of the world. We're losing our wall here. These screens, obviously. Let's do the easy bit first. These screens need to be lowered. So what we'll do is first off, we'll clear out the things that are just getting in our way, like the things we accidentally click, like these lights. We don't need these. Don't remember what they were for anyway. These screens. First off, I'm going to join them. Select all. Okay, Control J doesn't want to work for me right now. What's the problem? Why? Okay, yeah, they're joined. I don't know what that was about. And we're going to bring them lower than the new ceiling, right? Now, oh, those screens are a little bit wide. That's kind of weird. So we're going to make them not as wide. So we're going to go here, lop these off, here, lop these off. And yes, we have 3 main viewers, right? You know, the main viewer in the center and 2 side viewers, so we can keep multiple views going at once. Why not? Why is this so? Think, get creative. This is going to be the next generation. Get creative. Like, know where you want to spend your money, right? Spend your money up front designing these things, designing a platform where we can have many shows take place in, and then save money on your camera work. Okay, so design a freaking cool bridge, but then make it so the camera just goes in a normal 2-shot. A 2-shot is just when we do one person talking and the other person talking, and we switch between them. And maybe we have a shot with everybody, and we have an establishing shot and a reaction shot here and there. That's all we need. We don't need to go crazy with it. Here we go. And in general, I don't know how the unions work out, but I don't know if we need this many people. You tell me what you think about that. I think we have a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but I made that clear in my next generation video. If I wasn't clear before, maybe I'm more clear now. I'll save myself the work and get rid of some of these extra bits here we don't need, because we're just going to be putting them back in anyway. And we stop selecting the wrong thing. I need a new mouse. My mouse is terrible. It's just been nothing but problems for me lately, where it's clicking the wrong thing, it's clicking twice, it's going off in the wrong direction. Definitely should be getting a new mouse at some point, but you know how it is. Okay. How should we do this? This is a very odd topology, just to be honest with you. But it's one of those topologies that is not for animation, so it doesn't have to be efficient, and you don't see the whole thing. So you can have weirdness in the back, like that, as long as it's looking fresh in the front. Fresh in the front. That's what we're going to call this episode. No. Since we're lowering the roof, I'm thinking about calling it Unraising the Roof. You know how people used to say, oh, raise the roof. That's not what we're doing here. We're lowering it. So low. Now you go down here. How far can we go? We can lower more. We can do more. We can always do more. It's not bad. This has to be higher though, to accommodate the new roof. Okay. I can kind of see where this is going now. But at the same time, it could be potentially blocking someone's view of one of the monitors. I don't know. Do you really want to be looking at the monitors when you're sitting right here? Right? The lounge area? Like, really? I don't know. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. I don't know. I like this rib design here for the roof back here. It's kind of cool. definitely keeping that. Definitely keeping that in the fold, if I do say so myself. The whole roof can be lowered now. Whole roof complex. Alright. Let's see how it plays together. Okay, not bad. Not that bad. But we're running into some issues with the screen. The bulk of this is a little bit more than I thought it was going to be. So we should... Yeah, look. If we put that... See how we're making room for the screen, but now the pillars are too short. So let's raise them up again. But again, every time we do that, we're making the overall roof higher than it probably ought to be, which I don't like. I want to... The whole goal here was to lower the roof. Did we do it? Did we succeed? I don't know. And now it's... Look, now it's intersecting here. That's not right. This isn't that bad. Okay. We're keeping that for now. You know what? It's not that weird. Like, look. There's the sunroof. And if we pretend that the sunroof is not part of the height of the bridge, then it might make sense. Look. 6 feet, 12 feet. And then, see, now we're... Ooh, let's pretend that's 6 feet and not 12 feet. If we just pretend and we ignore the sunroof, it's okay. It's not too big. It's okay if we ignore things. That's how you should design stuff, right? That's how you should do it. Ignore things. And what else can we do? Well, these panels, do we get rid of them altogether? We're going to lower them. Yeah. You guys are going to come lower altogether. And also, you have to be not as high as you were before. You guys got to get off your high horse here, I think. Okay. As long as this gap here and this gap up here are equal, it should be safe, design-wise. Alright, this is already better. We're already better. We've only been at it for a few minutes. We're already better. What else should we do? There's something about this that seems not safe. There's just something about it. Something about this handrail that's not low enough. You know, there's something there. We're going to go higher, but in addition to that, we're going to experiment with removing these stairs. How should we do it? Now's a good time. Now is a good time as any to give you just a render view for a moment. Looks pretty cool, right? It looks not super dark, right? It looks bright enough that we can see what's happening, but not so bright that it's like, you know, it's not so bright that it's like Star Trek 2009. And it's a little bit dark in the back here. I am fixing that. Like, we don't have to be blindingly bright. Like, remember, you can go too far. You can go like Star Trek 2009 bridge, or on the other end, the opposite end, you can go to Picard Season 3 Titan A bridge, where it is downright comical how dark it is when you first go on the bridge. And do me a favor, go look at the Titan A bridge behind the scenes footage. You were robbed. You got robbed. There's so many interesting details on the bridge that they designed into it that you just can't see. You cannot get a feel for it. It's so dark. So I think they're doing highway robbery here with some of their design stuff. And I think in time they will realize that they were wrong, and they should go back to normal lighting that's easy on the eyes, comfortable, relaxing, and non-threatening. Another thing that's non-threatening is curvilinear, something that I heard, I think, Michael Okuda say. Curvilinear is when we have a straight line that has a gentle curve to this. See, like normally you would see this and it would be a 90-degree angle. That's stupid. It should be like a curve, right? Curvilinear. Linear and then curve. And these should be redesigned, yes, I'm working on that. But we're taking the horseshoe thing from the back of the bridge in TNG, and we're splitting it apart so that you can walk straight through it. Pretty cool, right? So we got, this is a station. You're sitting here. That's a station. That's a station. This is a station. Think about that. This is the u.s.s. Gallop. I posted a few teasers of this ship on my community posts page, and this ship is also up on my DeviantArt. And I knew it was gonna be a banger. As soon as I drew this, I was like, "Oh man, this is slick." I said, "This is smoking. This one's scorching." I knew it was as soon as I draw it. Sometimes you just know. And a lot of these ships start out as a drawing, just a doodle, without any thought at all, and then it turns into this. And originally, I was going to name this Gallop after because I did something called a Gallup poll somewhere, and it was like Gallup or something. I was like, well, Gallup, what the heck's that about? And then I looked it up. It was somebody's name, Gallup. And then I said, oh, okay, I want to call something u.s.s. Gallup. That sounds cool. Let's just pretend there's an admiral whose last name is Gallup, because this Gallup poll, the Gallup one, that it was somebody's name. Oh, this is named after Admiral Gallup. That's why we named this cool name. And then I changed the U to an O when I looked up the history of the name Gallup, and it turned out that they meant the same thing or something like that. So I just said, screw it, we're going with the O. u.s.s. Gallup. Sounds fast. This is a fast ship. This is a quantum slipstream ship, if you couldn't tell. And also has some cool freaking nacelles. If I dare say so myself, this one's going to turn some heads. And it did. On DeviantArt, it ended up being moderately popular. I got about, I think if I don't have 40 favorites on it, I'm going to have it like really, really soon. 40 favorites for me is like a medium success. So I was happy about that. And this is after a string of kind of failures. Like a lot of ships that I thought were going to perform on DeviantArt didn't. And I have noticed a strange tendency on DeviantArt to have people favor ships, at least in my neck of the woods on DeviantArt, to favor ships that incorporate blue, not just the ship but the background, the whole image. When it incorporates a lot of elements that are on the blue end of the spectrum, it does well. When it incorporates a lot of things that are on the red end of the spectrum, it does poorly. It's just one of those things I'm finding out as I work on this. And with one exception, the rule pretty much holds that people like pictures that are on the blue end. They like things that are cold as opposed to warm. So I don't know why that is. So I'm kind of playing into it. So this image, the final image that incorporated this ship, incorporates blue, a lot of blue elements, a lot of cold scenery and stuff like that. And I just wanted people to be able to appreciate this entire thing. I could not render this in 1080p on my last Starship Showcase video. I saved this one for the end of the video because I thought it was so cool. All the other ships as they rotate are rendered at 1080p. This one wasn't. This one was rendered at 720, I think, or something like that. And it's just because this one could not run right. It's a little bit too complex. This one is taxing my computer a lot because it's very, very detailed. It's very, very smooth. There's a lot of... This one holds up closer. Like, anybody can design a ship that holds up that far away, right? And then you get that close. Okay, maybe you gotta have some talent to have it hold up that close, right? Okay, you can have a background ship here. You can be at Wolf 359, whatever. And then you zoom in a little bit more. Okay, now you have to kind of know a little bit about what you're doing to have this hold up. And then as you zoom in more, like that, now you have to be very, very talented to design something that's going to look like it belongs there at this close-up. And then nobody can do this. This is the one that it takes a computer I don't have to have details that hold up this close. And I just can't do it. I cannot have it run and have it look that perfect this close. But I think I'm getting away with like this close if I'm very, very lucky and I'm feeling very boisterous about it, I might say so. If you put this in a scene and have it fly by, it might look all right. But of course, render view looks like this. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. This one, as you can see, it is smoking. Somebody stop me. Look at this. Oh my word. She's got the skills to pay the bills, this one, I think. Look at that. The way the light plays off these surfaces. Oh my goodness. Look at the Bassard collector. The new idea I had for it. Check that out. What are we thinking? Huh? What about this whole impulse section? Pretty neat. We got our split sensor dome section here. Yeah, normally this would be in the center of the ventral side of the saucer. It's split here and it's triangular. Remember, if you take anything away from this, remember that repetition is strength. If your saucer generally the main primary hull is a saucer, other things should look like a saucer. If it's a chevron like this or something triangular, it should be triangular underneath as well. Actually, I could improve these. I could make these even better by having this end curve out like that and being more of a smooth, blunted chevron on the backside. Because this isn't even as good as it could be. I'm already seeing some things, but your work is never done. Put it that way. You're never going to be happy with anything you create. You're always going to want to go back and iterate on it and change things. And I think this is it's just a beautiful surface. Like the way the light plays with it, the bump maps, the speculars and the bump maps play really cool here. Better to view it in a rendered view at the risk of having my computer kill itself. Yeah. I think this one is a milestone somehow for me. This one, I never used any canned textures for this one. Like, I make textures beforehand that are just kind of generally applicable to various ships. This one, I said, no, this one's cool. I went back and I made a unique texture to fit every single surface of this ship. So we're all bespoke here, in a manner of speaking. So what do you think? It's kind of like the Dauntless, but it's also a little bit maybe like the Protostar. It just incorporates a lot of things that I like, and I love recessed surfaces on ships. If you've seen my ships, you'd know I like a recessed primary hull. So the bridge complex is recessed into the ship a little bit, and if you're in here, you can look and see the bridge and see people maybe moving around. If you look at these windows here, right? The windows that are for the like the captain's ready room and stuff like that are visible from out here. That's pretty cool. And you have obviously the boardroom here with these windows, and we're using a sovereign type lifeboat. And this ship was designed to be in the design language of the Bolero. I noticed people really like the u.s.s Bolero, which was an executive diplomatic yacht or something. It was like a super yacht. I wanted to design something for the Admiralty to use to go from different diplomatic situations to other ones safely. So I designed the Bolero, and it also lands on a plant surface. Look up u.s.s Bolero if you want to. It also appeared in a few different Mark's design rooms, but it's on my DeviantArt. And somebody said, wow, I really like the design language of that. I'd like to see another ship in that design language. And I also posted in ortho of the Bolero on request. So I try to do that again here. I try to incorporate the two-tone look, the bright and dark, where bright on the front, dark on the back, and using that accent to it to keep adding in dark sections where the white sections get boring. And that's how this belongs to the Bolero family of design language. You can see the same motif with it. I definitely should redesign the forward torpedo section. This is the section that, upon closer inspection, I realized was maybe not ready for prime time. Was this. Again, my mouse is giving me problems. Let's see here. I feel like this should be brighter. Am I dreaming? Why are you not getting brighter? What the? Do we like that? I don't know. I'm not down with that, but there's something about the way these, the torpedo hatch here is built into the nose that doesn't seem right. I can't quite put my finger on why. But I think we have an excellent front view. The back view, awesome. Side, awesome. Top, awesome. I think we're not losing on any single elevation here. So this is pretty cool. And that was my thinking behind this ship. Here's this thing. My white whale. I'm beginning to loathe it. I'm beginning to hate it. I can't. When I was making that video on the next generation, this is what I was imagining for the Enterprise. Something just bombastic, something crazy, something that defies what you would imagine a starship to be. That's what I wanted. And hopefully that's what I'm showing here. And maybe you've seen my community posts on this, demoing how it works in tiny GIF form, how the starships we bring with us go into the Enterprise as we're bringing our own dock with us. Isn't that cool? And all these ships are designed to fit inside of it. And we have the Constitution class for scale. This is just a very rough Constitution class that should give you an idea of the enormity of the what I internally call the valedictory class is my name for Enterprise H, just in my own figuring. I remember someone would if you graduated school or something like that and you were the best or something, you were valedictorian. And I kept wondering, valedictorian, what does that mean? And then I looked it up and there's a root word for it, for valedictory. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And it's also a name I've never seen anyone associate with Star Trek before, but it sounds right. So I've been calling this valedictory since 10 years probably now. This ship here, the big boy. Yep, that's your big boy. And I have been drawing this thing for so long. I just want it to end. I just want to beat it. And my best version of this ship appears in the end of the next generation video. And I'm still not sure on it. I'm still not happy. This one's different than that even. This one's later and different. And I'm just not good on it. I just don't. I do not envy people whose job it is to create the hero ship. So when I complain about the Enterprise G, since that's a quote-unquote hero ship, or it was when it was the Titan A, I complain from a place of love. I know it's hard. I don't envy people who have to create the hero ship, and if it's wrong, that's it. People are going to hate you forever. There's people who still hate the Galaxy class. I love it. It's my favorite class, but I can see where some people wouldn't like it. It's my favorite, and my second favorite is the Constitution class. The Constitution 1. Yeah. Another controversial opinion I have is that every Constitution design is worse than the one before it. I think the Constitution class 1 is better than the refit, or or 2 as we call it now, and 2 is better than 3. So, let's not have a 4. Maybe let's not have a 4. Can we do that? Even though 4 was like almost the sovereign class, but as you know, I've made a video about how to identify a Constitution class derived design, and one of the things you need is a visible neck section, and the sovereign kind of doesn't. It's too blended. So you need the unblended neck, the cells above the saucer, and you're talking Constitution class, baby. But not with this. We're blended. We're trying to go to the universe class. That's what we're doing. Before you say, "Ooh, that's ugly," remember that we have to hit the universe class. It's canon. We have to deal with it. There was a time where if you were working on Star Trek, you just said, "Oh no, this thing's canon. We have to deal with it. We have to make it work. We have to respect what came before and what comes after, and we have to respect the fans, and we have to respect what they know to be true. So we're going to have to make do." There's a little poem for you. I'm Lieutenant Mark, and that was Mark's Design Room. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll see you soon with a new type of video I have coming with regards to the next generation, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But these past few weeks, after having seen Section 31, it made me take stock of things and really wonder hard about what the next era of Star Trek could be. Still got Strange New World Season 3 to go, and I think they also ordered Season 4. And Starfleet Academy is probably coming next year, is my guess. But after that, sky's the limit, I guess. So long.